More than 50 turned out in support of the Oakley Carlson Act. They say now is the time for change, and they hope rallies like this encourage lawmakers and members of the public to support the legislation. Oakley's Angels have vowed never to give up the fight for Oakley Carlson and children like her.
It's really important that legislature knows how important House Bill 1397 is.
Oakley's former foster mom led the rally on the steps of the Capitol Friday, saying she would have loved to have celebrated the child's 6th birthday with her in December, but instead she's still missing.
Today is 2 years since the last confirmed sighting of Oakley, and you wake up and every morning it's kind of that same thing of like, I hope we find something out today, but especially today because it's 2 years is a long time.
The little girl vanished from Oakville 2 years ago after being returned to her biological parents. Jamie Jo says she alerted the Department of Children, Youth and Families about issues with Oakley's biological mom, but warnings weren't heeded.
So unfortunately, there were several times when Oakley was with us and when she wasn't with us where I would try to warn them that something was not right. When I say them, I mean DCYF, that like something's not right, something's amiss, and unfortunately, I just wasn't heard.
Representative Jim Walsh wrote House Bill 1397, also known as the Oakley Carlson Act. Supporters say it would safeguard kids when they get reunited with their birth families in cases where the birth parents originally lost custody based on abuse, neglect, or abandonment. The bill states in part the status of all children found to be dependent shall be reviewed by the court at least every 6 months from the beginning date of the placement episode or the date dependency is established. It goes on to say the purpose of the hearing shall be to review progress of parties and determine whether court supervision should continue.
And instead of only following up on a child for 6 months, it would now be 5 years, which is amazing because a lot of behavior doesn't just change in 6 months. It needs a longer time, especially when there has been that neglect or abuse or drug abuse. It's not going to just like change overnight.
DCYF wouldn't comment when we previously tried to get more information about Oakley's situation, saying the records are confidential. Meanwhile, Oakley's biological parents, Andrew Carlson and Jordan Bowers, have been in and out of jail on unrelated charges for the past 2 years. They have not been charged in connection to her disappearance. They've said nothing about where Oakley may be. Oakley's Angels say they will continue the fight for kids and to get the word out to the public about the bill.
I really just hope that people will read it and people will take note and make sure that they are commenting on it. I want it to gain traction and make sure that people see how important it is to advocate for Oakley and other foster children. They are our most vulnerable people in the state.
The bill is scheduled for public comment before the House Committee on Human Services next Friday. Reporting in Olympia, Jennifer Dowling, Fox 13 News.